Yet isn't the world big enough to house us all? This issue came to my attention in 1999. Clinton had implemented the new welfare reform that allowed you to be cut off within 3 months if you couldn't find a job. I couldn't find childcare so that I may go to work and subsequently cut off and lost my home. I was forced to come back to the Bay Area because it was more resourceful, at least I thought. But I was soon to have a rude awakening that would send me into the state of homelessness for 22 months. My 3 children and I was pregnant with my 4th, slept in shelters, hotels, cars, laundromats, abandoned buildings, crack houses, strangers, friends and family couches, and floors. I walked the streets endlessly and I got on buses to no place to go with all my belongings. I even gave birth and had no place to take my newborn to. It was really hard for me to find the resources I needed to survive. My biggest enemy was my own family and community. I was abused, desolate, depressed, abandoned, and discriminated upon. Being homeless was equivalent to saying you had AIDS. People thought it a taboo, a curse, or something that I wanted or deserved. In truth, I was a single mother with job skills who needed help getting back on my feet and nothing but lent for income. When I did get a job, I still couldn't find adequate childcare and was forced to leave my babies in a hotel while I worked a graveyard shift so I can pay for another night and eat. Through research, luck, compassion, and pure strength, I was able to acquire my Section 8 voucher. I would not be able to afford rent in Oakland without it. If I was to lose my voucher, most likely I would be homeless again. In the wake of this new recession, more and more people are a paycheck away from homelessness. God put me through this dark experience to shed light through this documentary, No Place to Go. California has one of the highest rates of homelessness. According to the 2011 Homeless Count and Survey, there are 4,178 homeless people in Alameda County. The majority are in Oakland. Chronically homeless. An individual with a disabling condition like substance abuse, serious mental illness, developmental disability, or chronic physical illness, who has been continuously homeless for a year or more and mostly sleeping in inhabitable places. And how long you been homeless, Michael?
About 18 years.
So where do you sleep out at night?
On 27th and Telegraph.
Is-
I have couple little cuts. I call them my summer cottage and my winter cottage. When it's hot, I can sleep outside. When it's cold, wet, I got someplace under. But I've been there in the same spot for about 5 years.
The hidden homeless are people living in hotels, motels, living temporarily with friends or family, are about to be evicted within 7 days. Mostly, the hidden homeless are unaccounted for. Where do you sleep at night?
Well, for the time being, I finally had got a apartment, hotel place to stay in now.
Okay. And have you ever had to sleep in the shelters in Oakland? What do you think about them?
I hadn't slept in a shelter in Oakland. I tried to get in, and I was unable to have any kind of service whatsoever. I'm on a Section 8 list. My nephews and nieces kind of help me out, help feed me.
So have you eaten today?
No, I hadn't.
When's the last time you've eaten?
The last time I ate, let's see, was yesterday evening.
Do you have a place to go tonight?
Well, hopefully I hope so.
The literally homeless. Those sleeping in shelters, on the streets, or other places not meant for human habitation. So where do you sleep at night?
Mostly in a sleeping bag on the street, wherever I can find a place I won't get chased away from.
What do you think about the shelters in Oakland?
Don't like them at all
Why?
because they're charging money, and one of them is City Team I really don't like.
Why you don't like them?
Because they have a program, they help people with drug and abuse and people out of prison, but then they put them in charge of the shelter and very mean. They treat you like crap there.
Why are there so many homeless people in Oakland? Is it a lack of jobs? Lack of funds? Lack of affordable low-income housing? Is it because of displacement through gentrification? Is it because of the drugs that plague our community? Is it because you are ex-felon? Do you lack the education or training skills to earn an income? Has a natural disaster caused it? Are you a displaced homemaker because you're abused? Do you have a disability or a health care issue that has caused you to be homeless? Are you an abandoned child? Come with us on our journey to discover the reasons and resources of homelessness.
My name is Tamara Duran. I'm the Family Case Manager here at East Oakland Community Project Crossroads Emergency Shelter.
My name is Clay Adams. I work for Covenant House, California. I'm an outreach worker and case manager.
My name is Martha Paul, and I've been with Project Outreach for over 40 years. Executive Director.
My name is Addie Brown. I'm the Support Services Team Leader here with Alameda County Healthcare for the Homeless Program, in charge of van operation.
I'm David Motorsbach, Director of Alameda County Healthcare for the Homeless Program. Been working with the program for about 17 years.
My name is Deborah F. Richardson. I am the Program Director for Alameda County Public Health Department Homeless Families Program.
Okay. My name is Seth Siegel. I'm the 211 Community Program Manager, and I work, so that would mean I work with 211, and I've been there a little bit over a year.
Okay. My name is Pam Glassoff. I'm a roving housing resource supervisor. I've been here 15 years.
And I'm Doris Bridges. I'm the AIDS Housing Information Project Coordinator. I've been in this position since this February, been with the agency since almost 2 years.
My name is Brad Guthrie. I'm the Program Manager here at City Team Oakland, and I'm the manager of the Men's Discipleship Recovery Program.
My name is Susan Shelton. I'm the Community Housing Services Manager here in the Department of Human Services. We are here to provide comprehensive services for people living with low income, if not homelessness, in a compassionate way.
Covenant House does, we operate as a sort of a one-stop shop for kids that need to get back on their feet. What we do here is that we offer case management, we have an education specialist, we have an employment specialist, we have a clinician that's on site, and we offer life skills. And we throw all that in a pot and do what we can to get kids from off the street into their own places.
We do not do any direct services. So we are essentially an administrative arm of service provision. That means that we are recipients of block grant funds from the federal government, funding that comes from our own general fund, as well as money that we fundraise from various foundations and other funding agencies whose focus is homelessness.
Well, I do more investment in the youth. We have a program called Youth for Positive Change, and I think that it needs a lot of help, and we don't have the funds available to have the space to have the meetings with the children like we used to. So now we over in this church and using a little space here and there and doing things in the community and taking them on field trips and stuff like that. But it's not actually a set place that we could take them and then start teaching them and training them.
Well, I would throw in what needs more attention is the fact that that we're providing health care services for homeless people, but the problem is that they're homeless in the first place. And the roots of homelessness lie in the lack of affordable housing and the lack of commitment by our president, government, state, and the county level to understand that housing is a human right.
It always comes down to products, services, money, volunteers to help us with these programs.
Covenant House is funded two ways. Well, this site in particular, we have three parts of the program. Emergency overnight, crisis. Those two are funded by private donations here. And then we have a transitional side of the program, which is the last part of the program called Rites of Passage, ROP, and that's HUD money.
Crossroads is funded by the city funders, and also we have private investors.
We're funded primarily through Housing of Urban Development, a HUD.
I just like to say one that comes up from time to time. So it's we connect people with resources, and it's tough for us sometimes when there's not resources to connect people with. So there's certain issues out there. Some, for example, domestic violence. As I said, we call the shelters twice a day, and a lot of times we receive calls from people that say that they're in a domestic violence situation, and there's literally no openings for them. That's just one example.
Well, we're on an economic downfall now, and the budget cuts have really impacted and hurt us because nobody's on salary at Project Outreach. We're all volunteers.
What Oakland needs is what a lot of major urban metropolitan cities need. And what we need is, how can I phrase this? The easiest way for me to say it is this. We identify at-risk youth in California, I know for a fact, and this common knowledge, in 3rd grade. That's how they project how many more prison cells to create. My thing, what Oakland needs is if we can identify youth that young, instead of not saying anything and trying to catch them at 18 after they do a crime, let's start going into the schools and start doing early intervention programs.
They can treat homeless people with compassion and dignity, and when they see them and when they encounter them.
I guess it would be more community centers for our youth and more employment centers for our single population.
But I kind of sort of can tell you what human beings need.
Mm-hmm.
A human being needs protection from the elements when they need to be cared for. Mm-hmm. I say that they are the healthiest when they feel like they matter. Mm-hmm. I cannot imagine that would not be the same for homeless folks.
We are our brothers and sisters' keepers, and charity is the highest virtue. The earth is big enough for us all.